Jake, just co-sign the loan. My parents insisted. She's your sister. She needs help. For months later, the first missed payment arrived. Then another. When I saw her Instagram post, cocktail in hand, captioned work hard, play hard, I knew exactly what to do. I just need a cosigner. That's it, Jake. Sarah's voice was sweet, too sweet. The kind of tone she used when she wanted something. I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. And why exactly do you need me? Sarah huffed. Because my credit isn't great. Okay? But this isn't some random impulse buy. I've got a plan. Uh-huh. I muttered. Jake. Mom's voice cut in, sharper than usual. This is an opportunity for your sister. She's trying to build something for herself. By taking out a car loan she can't afford? Dad slammed his coffee mug onto the table. Watch your tone. I clenched my jaw. Here we go. Sarah pressed her hands together like she was holding in a prayer. Listen, I'm gonna start driving for a rideshare service. Full-time. It's good money. I did the research. Did you? I asked, leaning forward. Because I'm pretty sure that research would have told you that a car loan is not a great idea when you're already drowning in credit card debt. Jake, Mom sighed, shaking her head. You're being dramatic. No, I'm being realistic. I shot back. Sarah groaned. Why do you always do this? Every time I try to do something, you act like I'm some clueless fool. I ran a hand through my hair, biting down the frustration bubbling in my chest. I don't think you're clueless, Sarah. I think you're reckless. Her face twisted in anger. You don't believe in me. You never have. Oh my God. Are you serious right now? I snapped. Sarah, this isn't about belief. It's about math. Do you even know what your monthly payment is going to be? Yes, Jake, I do, she spat. And I'll be making double that every month minimum. I glanced at Mom and Dad, expecting some kind of logic from them. Instead, Mom was giving me that tight-lipped, disapproving look she reserved for when I wasn't falling in line. Dad just folded his arms, waiting for me to give in like I always did. Mom spoke first. Jake, she's your sister. And family helps each other. I laughed bitterly. Family helps each other. Not screws them over when the payments stop coming in. Sarah gasped, offended. You seriously think I'd do that? Yes, I said flatly. Mom's face darkened. Jake. Dad exhaled through his nose, the way he always did before delivering some fatherly wisdom. You've got a good job, a stable income. This is nothing to you, but it means everything to your sister. It's not nothing, I gritted out. You realize if she stops paying, I'm the one they come after, right? It hits my credit score, my paycheck. Oh my God, Sarah groaned, rolling her eyes. You're acting like I'm some degenerate who can't hold down a job. I raised an eyebrow. Well, Sarah grabbed a throw pillow and chucked it at me. Sarah, Mom scolded. She threw her hands in the air. What? He's being a jerk. Dad pinched the bridge of his nose. Enough. Then he looked at me. Jake, this isn't just about Sarah. It's about us as a family. We believe in her. We're asking you to do the same. I exhaled sharply, looking away. I already knew how this would end. I could fight, or I could sign the papers. Sarah nudged the contract toward me, her voice suddenly softer. Please, Jake, just this once. My gut screamed, don't do it. But I reached for the pen anyway. Sarah lasted exactly 4 months. At first, she was buzzing with excitement. Jake, I made $250 in one night. She'd text me. Told you this was a good idea. For a while, she actually put in the work. She'd wake up early, drive until midnight some days, even turn down plans to stay on the road. And I'll admit, I started to think, maybe I was wrong. Maybe she's actually sticking to something for once. Then the excuses started. Ugh, I needed a mental health break. Driving all day is exhausting. Some guy puked in my car, and now I need to get it detailed. That's like my whole day's earnings gone. I was gonna drive this weekend, but Ashley got free tickets to Miami, and I needed this trip, Jake. You don't get it. I got it. I got it when the first late payment notice came in the mail, addressed to me. I got it when the bank called, saying the second payment hadn't gone through either. I really got it when I checked her Instagram and saw a picture of her lounging on a beach with a margarita. The caption reading, "Work hard, play harder, palm tree sparkles." That was the moment I knew. I called her immediately. She didn't pick up. I called again, straight to voicemail. So I sent a text. "Sarah, where's the car payment?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then finally, "Chill, Jake. I'm handling it." I took a deep breath and replied, "Define handling it." "Nothing. Fine. If she wanted to play games, I'd take it straight to the source." I called Mom. "Jake, how's my favorite son?" She greeted cheerfully. "I'm your only son, Mom. Where's Sarah?" "Oh, she's out with some friends, I think." "Why?" "She missed her last 2 car payments." Silence. Then, a carefully neutral, "Oh." I rubbed my temples. "Oh? That's all you have to say?" "Well, she's been going through a tough time, Jake. You know how stressful this job has been for her." "She hasn't had this job for a month, Mom. She quit." "She didn't quit. She just needed a break. It was affecting her mental health." "Did she tell the bank that?" "Because they don't seem to care about her mental health, Mom. They care about the money." Mom sighed. "Jake, you make plenty. Can't you just cover this for a little while? She'll get back on her feet soon." I barked out a laugh. "Wow. I knew this was coming." "Jake." "No, seriously. I should have placed a bet. How long before they ask me to just pay it myself?" "Don't be so dramatic." I gripped the phone tighter. "Dramatic? Mom, I co-signed that loan as a favor. Not so you and Dad could sit back while I pay for Sarah's financial decisions." "Watch your tone." "No. You watch who you're defending right now. Your daughter took out a loan, promised she'd handle it, and now she's spending the payments on overpriced cocktails and weekend trips." "She's trying, Jake." "No, she's not." I snapped. "She stopped trying the second she knew she could get away with it. And you're just letting her." Mom sighed again. "Listen, I'll talk to her. Okay? But you have to be patient with her. She's still figuring things out." I clenched my jaw. "She's 27, Mom. When exactly is she supposed to figure it out?" "When I'm bankrupt." "Jake." I was done. "Tell her she has 1 week to fix this." "1. If she doesn't, I'll handle it myself." "What does that mean?" "You'll see." I hung up before she could argue. Sarah wanted to play games? Fine. I was about to end them. Sarah didn't make a single payment. Not in a week. Not in 2. Not in a month. But you know what she did do? Post a new picture on Instagram. Self-care weekend. Tropical drink, son. Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself. 2 hearts. # work hard, play hard. I stared at my screen, my fingers curling into a fist just as an email from the bank popped up. "Final notice. Your account is delinquent. Immediate action required." That was it. I was done. I grabbed my phone and dialed her number. She picked up on the 4th ring, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "Jakey. Hey, what's up?" I clenched my jaw. "Where's the money, Sarah?" A long pause. Then, a dramatic sigh. "Ugh, Jake, really? Why are you ruining my day?" I laughed, short, bitter, and sharp. "Your day?" "Sarah, the bank just sent me a final notice." "Do you even know what that means?" "Oh my God." "Chill. I told you, I'm handling it." I ran a hand down my face, trying to stay calm. "Sarah, when are you handling it? Because I just saw your little self-care post, and it looks like you're handling piña coladas, not car payments." "Jesus, Jake. I needed a break. I've been so stressed." "Stressed? You quit your job. What are you even stressed about?" She scoffed. "You don't get it. I've been going through a lot. Okay?" "Oh yeah? So have I. Like, for example, trying to stop my credit score from tanking because my irresponsible little sister decided she'd rather play rich than actually work." "Wow. Nice, Jake. Really nice. You're such a pain." "No, Sarah. I'm a fool. For trusting you." Another pause. Then, her voice turned venomous. Well, guess what? You signed the contract. That means it's your problem now. I gripped my phone so tight my knuckles went white. You're right, Sarah. It is my problem. But I'm about to fix it. What's that supposed to mean? She snapped. I didn't answer. Instead, I hung up. And then I called the bank. The next move. I spent the next hour going through every option with the loan officer. I could try to negotiate a lower monthly payment, except Sarah had already ignored their calls. I could pay it off myself. But screw that. That left one option. Repossession. I checked the contract. As a cosigner, I had every right to reclaim the vehicle if payments weren't made. The only problem? Sarah wasn't going to hand over the keys willingly, which meant I had to get creative. The setup. I knew Sarah's routine, or at least I knew the version she posted online. Every Friday night she went out. That was my opportunity. I called a buddy of mine, Eric, who worked in towing. You serious? He asked when I explained. Dead serious. Eric laughed. Remind me never to piss you off. Send me the location. I'll be there. At 10:45 p.m., I pulled up outside her favorite club, blending into the sea of parked cars. Sure enough, there was her car, shiny, new, and completely unpaid for. Eric's tow truck rumbled up behind me. You sure you want to do this? He asked. I exhaled. Yeah, let's go. Hooking up the car took less than 5 minutes. Just as we finished, I heard an all-too-familiar voice. What the heck? I turned to see Sarah storming out of the club, heels clicking furiously against the pavement, her face twisted in rage. She wasn't alone. Mom and Dad were with her. Perfect. The explosion. Sarah ran straight for me, shoving my chest. Are you insane? What are you doing? I didn't flinch. Fixing your mess. She gaped at me. You're stealing my car. No, I said calmly. I'm taking my car. The one I co-signed for. The one you stopped paying for. Dad stepped in, his voice low and dangerous. Jake, let's talk about this. I crossed my arms. Oh, now you want to talk? Mom's voice wobbled. Honey, this isn't necessary. We can figure something out as a family. I let out a sharp, humorless laugh. Oh, now we're a family? Where was that when you told me to just cover the payments while Sarah was partying? Sarah's face turned red. I needed this break. You have no idea what I've been dealing with. Oh, I have every idea. I shot back. You've been dealing with luxury brunches, overpriced cocktails, and vacations you can't afford. She stomped her foot like a bratty teenager. You're ruining my life. I stepped closer, my voice dropping. No, Sarah. You did that all by yourself. She turned to Mom and Dad, her voice breaking. Are you seriously letting him do this? Mom. Mom looked at me, pleading. Jake, sweetheart, this isn't fair. She's trying. She's not trying. I snapped. She's failing. And I'm done being the safety net. Sarah turned to Eric, her hands on her hips. You can't do this. I'll call the police. Eric smirked. Go ahead. They'll tell you the same thing I will. It's legal. Your brother's name is on the contract. He has every right to take it. Sarah's mouth opened and closed, her mind scrambling for a counterattack. Dad clenched his fists. Jake, stop this. Right now. I met his gaze. Or what? You'll cut me off. I gestured to the car. Newsflash, Dad. I've been paying my own bills for years. The only one who needs you is her. Silence. Sarah's breath hitched. We're done. I smiled coldly. At least now I won't be cleaning up your mess. Eric gave me a nod. We good. I turned away from my family, if you could even call them that, and waved my hand. Yeah, we're good. The tow truck pulled away, Sarah's screams fading into the night. I didn't look back. The silence after the storm was deafening. No screaming phone calls. No endless texts. No fake apologies from Sarah. Just silence. For the first time in months, I wasn't waking up to bank notices or anxiety-inducing missed payments. The car was gone, the loan was settled, and Sarah's financial disaster was no longer my problem. But if I thought she'd just disappear quietly, I was dead wrong. 3 days later, Mom showed up at my apartment. The guilt trip begins. I barely had the door open before she shoved past me, her purse swinging dramatically over her shoulder. "What is wrong with you, Jake?" I sighed. "Good to see you too, Mom." She spun around, eyes flashing. "Do not joke about this. Your sister is devastated. She's in bed crying. She can't even eat. You stole her car." I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "You mean the car I was legally responsible for? The one she refused to pay for? That car." "Jake," she hissed, lowering her voice like she was about to deliver some grand wisdom. "Family doesn't do this to each other." I let out a dry laugh. "Oh, really? Because it kind of feels like family doesn't leave their own to drown in debt while they're sipping cocktails on vacation." Mom's face twitched, but she wasn't backing down. She was trying. "You just humiliated her in front of everyone. You embarrassed us. Your father is furious." I stared at her. "And? What do you expect me to do, Mom? Give her a new car? Pay off her debts? What?" She hesitated. "Well, your father and I were thinking, since you're in a good place financially." I laughed so hard I actually had to put my hand on my knee. "Oh my God. You actually came here to shake me down for money." Mom straightened, offended. "It's not like that." "No, it is," I said coldly. "You're here because Sarah burned every bridge, and now you need me to fix it. Again." Her lip trembled, but I didn't budge. I was done. Mom tried one last time. "Sweetheart, please. We're family." I met her gaze, my voice calm. "Then start acting like it." She blinked, and for the first time in my life I saw it. The moment she realized I wasn't bending this time. No fixing, no saving, no sacrificing, just me. Mom clutched her purse, her lips pressing into a thin line. "Fine." She turned toward the door. "If that's how you want it, don't come crying to us when you need help." I let out a slow breath. "You know what's funny, Mom? I never have." She stiffened but didn't turn around. And then she left. The fallout. Over the next week, the messages started rolling in. "Dad, you went too far. Fix this." "Sarah, I hate you. I hope you rot." "Random cousin I hadn't spoken to in years. Bro, heard you ruined your family." Harsh. I ignored them all. The old me, the family fixer, would have spent hours arguing, justifying, begging them to understand. But I didn't owe them anything. I went to work, hung out with friends, actually enjoyed my life without waiting for the next financial disaster to explode in my face. Then, a week later, Sarah finally hit rock bottom. The desperation play. She called me at 2 a.m. I almost ignored it. Almost. I picked up, half expecting another screaming match. But what I got instead? Sobbing. "Jake," her voice was wrecked. I don't know what to do." I sat up. "What happened?" She sniffled. I can't get to work. A sharp inhale. "I lost my apartment. They kicked me out." I closed my eyes. "Of course. Mom and Dad won't let me stay," she whispered. "They said I need to learn responsibility." I almost choked. The irony. "Please, Jake. I don't have anywhere else to go." I exhaled slowly. "So let me get this straight. Mom and Dad, who spent months making me the villain, are suddenly all about responsibility now that they'd have to deal with you." Sarah whimpered. "Jake, please. I'll do better. I promise. Just let me crash for a little bit." I let her words hang in the air. She expected me to cave. I always had before. But this time? I thought about all the times I'd saved her, covered for her, dug her out of messes she never learned from. And then I thought about my own future. My peace. My happiness. And I made a choice. "No, Sarah." Silence. Then pure disbelief. "Wait. What?" I said no. My voice was firm, unshaken. She let out a laugh, high and nervous, like she thought I was joking. "Jake, come on. I have nothing right now." I leaned back against my pillows, my voice eerily calm. "Then maybe you should have thought about that before blowing every chance you had." "Jake?" I cut her off. "I hope you figure it out, Sarah. Really. But you're not my problem anymore." And for the first time in my life, I hung up on her. The shift. The next day, I blocked her number. Dad sent me one last message, "This is on you." I didn't even bother responding. Because for the first time ever, it wasn't on me at all. 6 months later, I stood in my own apartment, my real home, not just a place where I was constantly waiting for the next family disaster to explode. No texts demanding money. No guilt trips. No Sarah blowing up my phone with excuses. Just silence. And peace. The final attempt. It had been months since I'd heard from Sarah. She had disappeared from social media, stopped trying to contact me, and for the first time in years I had zero responsibilities tied to her mess. Then one evening I got a text from an unknown number. "Sarah, Jake, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but can we talk?" I stared at the message for a long time. Part of me wanted to ignore it. But another part of me? I had to know if she had actually changed. So, against my better judgment, I responded. "Me, what do you want, Sarah?" Her reply came almost immediately. "Sarah, I need to see you. Please." So I agreed to meet. The coffee shop confrontation. I picked a neutral place, one where she couldn't throw a tantrum or make a scene. When she walked in, she looked different. Not the Instagram-perfect, designer-wearing Sarah I had known. She looked tired. There were dark circles under her eyes, her hair wasn't perfectly styled, and for the first time in years, she didn't have the same smug look on her face. She sat down, nervously stirring the coffee she had barely touched. "Thanks for meeting me," she muttered. I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. "Get to the point, Sarah." She winced but nodded. I've been working. At a diner." That caught me off guard. "You? Working?" She gave a hollow laugh. "Yeah. Turns out, when you have no one left to bail you out, you actually have to figure things out on your own." I didn't say anything. She sighed. "Look, Jake. I'm not here to ask for money, I swear. I needed to tell you that you were right. About everything." I raised an eyebrow. "Excuse me." She looked down at her hands, fidgeting. "I spent my whole life assuming someone else would fix my problems. Mom, Dad, you? And when you finally cut me off, I had nothing. No backup plan. No safety net. Just me." For the first time, her voice cracked. "I hated you for it at first," she admitted. "I wanted to believe you were just being cruel. But now? I get it." I sat there, processing her words. This was the first time Sarah had ever admitted to being wrong. The first time she wasn't blaming everyone else. And I didn't know what to do with that. "So what now?" I finally asked. She exhaled shakily. "I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm not asking you to forgive me overnight, but I wanted you to know that I see it now. And I'm sorry." I studied her, trying to see if this was another manipulation. But for the first time in forever, I believed her. I nodded slowly. "Good. You should be." She let out a small, sad smile. "Yeah. Moving forward." Sarah and I didn't magically go back to being close. But I walked out of that coffee shop feeling lighter. For once, I wasn't carrying her weight anymore. I had finally let go. And that was freedom.